We've got a sweet start to our weekend auctions, and it's a former cupcake shop in Sydney's Surry Hills. 132 to 132A Foveaux Street is on the market with Laing and Simmons agent Dean Applegate, who joins us now. Dean, a former cupcakery, tell us about it.
That's right. So famously, Sparkle's Cupcakery operated here for about 9 years. Successfully run their business through here, retail premises downstairs and operating their commercial kitchen upstairs.
Now, it's a landmark building. Tell us about actually what's inside and the use of this building.
Yeah, so it is. It's a landmark position, good exposure to Foveaux Street and Crown Street. It's got two street frontages to Shays Lane and Foveaux Street itself. The building itself internally offers retail downstairs, so it's really set up as sort of cafe-style retail premises on the lower level. Upstairs they were using as a commercial kitchen, so they were using that for baking of the cupcakes, schools and parties, that sort of thing.
And is there scope to turn it back into a residence, or would anybody who's buying this be looking at it for its mixed use?
It is mixed use. We've got people looking at it from a variety of options. Some investors just looking at getting a tenant and renting the whole building. We have had a couple of people who have suggested that with the B4 mixed use zoning, potentially looking at operating some sort of retail commercial downstairs and trying to get a residential premises upstairs. So it's flexible. It's flexible.
I think you can see Sophie and I are a little bit excited just with the thought of cupcakes at this time of the morning. But I'm wondering, in that area, it's got that beautiful character around Surry Hills of the terrace house. Is it room to develop or to expand on the property as well?
There's DA approval at the moment, which it's almost a pitched roof at the moment, and there's a DA for alterations and additions to extend out on that just a little bit, which would increase your floor space. In terms of significantly changing the building, it is in a heritage conservation zone, right. So making major transformations is going to prove to be very difficult, but minor alterations and additions have been approved. So there is scope for some upside to increase the floor space by roughly 10%.
Okay, it's going to definitely increase. And do you see people coming in mostly because of that mixed use, that it's going to be a combined, could it be a residence and business, or is it really business-minded people that are coming through?
I'd say more so at the moment the business-minded people. We have had some people looking at it from a point of possibly that residence upstairs and commercial downstairs with the mixed-use zoning, but I'd say more of the interest has been from investors, business-minded people that are either looking to relocate their business in or just a straight-out investment for them.
And the cupcake business that was there, how long ago did that stop operating?
So they've actually changed locations. I understand that they're operating out of Alexandria now. They stopped operating from this premises towards the end of last year. So the property's been vacant for about just since the end of last year. So the owners have decided to see who's out there, whether it's an owner-occupier or an investor. It just opens up the target audience.
In case they're listening, they can send some cupcakes into the studio. I'm wondering, do you have a guide on this, because it's a really interesting range of properties. I know Foveaux Street, and it's probably hard to price.
It is. We've been guiding 1.7, just based on the attributes of the property, the potential rental return of other sales in the area. This particular spot in Crown Street, Foveaux Street, this section here is quite tightly held. There's low turnover. Just towards either end of Foveaux or either end of Crown Street, you'll see a little bit more turnover, but to get a foothold in this position here is a little bit more difficult. So we've been guiding 1.7 on this one.
Really interesting prospect. We look forward to coming back to your auction a little bit later. Thanks so much, Dean.